Hello everyone, welcome to Bible Adventures. Today's totally true Bible story is one that I love because it completely changed my life. I can't wait to share it with you. That's because you're my friends. But you're not just my friends, you're God's friends too. God carefully and wonderfully crafted and created each one of you. The Bible says that God gave you bodies, bones, brains, and blood. God made you in God's very own image. Wow. Here I brought something to show you. It's a big red heart to represent God's love for us. This is God's best, perfect plan, a close relationship, connected with God's creations. Unfortunately, it didn't stay that way. Humans, just like you and me, believed a big lie. God's enemy, Satan, told people that they didn't need God. Satan said, "You can be like God." Well, still, sometimes people believe that lie today. When we think we can be good enough on our own, it sometimes feels like this. It hurts us, just like a broken heart. And it hurts God. But I'm going to tell you the story today about how God fixes our hearts and puts them back together. Now, the Bible tells us that Jesus lived on earth a long time ago. Jesus did things only God could do, like walk on water, calm storms, and raise people from the dead. The Bible is filled with stories of all the powerful things that Jesus did. Today, we'll hear about the most wonderful and the most powerful thing that Jesus did. In fact, the most powerful thing in history of the world. Let's read together. So the day Jesus died. It was a very sad day when Jesus died. The soldiers who had arrested Jesus teased him for pretending to be a king. They took his clothes and put a king's purple cloak on him. They made a crown of vines with sharp thorns and put it on Jesus' head. Ouch! The soldiers made Jesus carry a heavy wooden cross. The cross was too heavy for him. Jesus fell and skinned his knees, and the cross tumbled to the ground, and a man in the crowd carried the cross the rest of the way. The soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the cross. They raised Jesus' cross up on a hill between two other men. The other men were thieves, and they were being crucified too. One of the men was angry with Jesus. "If you are a powerful king, can't you save yourself? Why don't you save us too?" The man spat at Jesus. But the other thief believed in Jesus. He shouted back, "Don't you know who this is? We are being punished for our mistakes, but Jesus shouldn't be here." The man turned to Jesus and asked, "Will you take me to heaven with you?" Jesus looked at the man and loved him. Jesus told him, "Yes, today we will be in heaven together." After a while, the world grew very dark, as if a terrible thunderstorm was coming. It was as if all of the creation was crying because Jesus was about to die. Jesus was feeling all alone and prayed to see if God was still there. Of course, God never left Jesus. God was with him the whole time. Jesus looked at the crowd. He was so sad that people didn't believe that he was God's son. He asked God to forgive them for killing him. The soldiers offered him some sour wine, but he didn't want to drink it. He was ready to die. Finally, Jesus had fought for long enough. He said, "God, the work you gave me to do here is finished." He breathed a final, long, slow breath, and then he died. Jesus' story didn't end at the cross. Remember, Jesus is God's son, with God's power. And that power is stronger than death. 3 days after Jesus died, something incredible happened. He came back to life. Jesus' power beat death for you and me and for everyone. Because of death, we can cling to the cross, the promise of hope, love, and power it represents. That's the end of our Bible adventure today. Thank you so much for coming. There are awesome questions about the story we read together in your kids, and you can answer them with your household. Remember, Jesus' power lets us live forever. Trust Jesus.